For an organization called Libertyhangout, they seem to really hate liberty. Hey guys, it's Sadie, and in case you haven't seen my other videos on Caitlin Bennett, maybe go check those out before watching this. Or you've probably heard of her. She's also known as Gun Girl, Poo Poo Pants Girl, Can't Say Girl. She's a girl by many names. And recently she's come to people's attention due to backlash over Lil Nas X's new song, Montero, Call Me By Your Name. Go stream it. And in case you're not up to date on all that stuff, Lil Nas X came out with a song. It's gay. He is a gay man, and it's a song about a boy. And then his music video has Satan in it, and Christians are really, really, really mad about it. That's all you need to know. Go watch the music video if you want to make up your own opinion about it. For a group of people who hate snowflakes that overreact to stuff in the media, I don't understand why they're freaking out over this. So the reason Caitlin Bennett was back on my timeline is because she tweeted, "It's weeks like these that I'm grateful to be blocked by Lil Nas X." And Lil Nas X quote tweeted it saying, "I still see your tweets." And then she replied, "Do you still see your dad?" So I don't think I need to explain to you how that's very racist of her to say to a black man, or homophobic for her to, like, for her to assume that he doesn't have a relationship with his father because he's gay. It's either homophobic or racist or both. Some parents are accepting, which is what he said. Yep, and I might fuck yours. And then she went on to say that Lil Nas X threatened to rape her father. And I don't know, it sounds pretty consensual to me. That's what the might is for. Like, if her dad's down, he's down, you know? He's a DILF hunter. I can respect that. And most of my content on Caitlin Bennett in the past has been on videos that she has made. So I forgot that some of the craziest shit she says is on Twitter. So I think we should just delve into her Twitter. So the weirdest shit is on the Libertyhangout Twitter, which is the company that she works for. That's the channel that she uploads her videos to. And their name is very misleading. So knowing Caitlin Bennett is right-leaning and that their name is Libertyhangout, I assumed at first that, like, oh, okay, they're libertarian, right? Libertarian, right? They probably just want, like, small government, and then they're also racist on top of that. That was me assuming the worst of them, but they don't actually like liberty, like, at all. They're weirdly religious, and I've come to the conclusion after just scrolling through their Twitter that they are for a theocracy, I think. They're very confusing, and they say some crazy shit. Like, Caitlin Bennett says some weird shit in her videos. This shit is even weirder, which is saying a lot. So their pinned tweet is, "Get married, make babies, and follow Jesus." So, excuse me, I thought this was a political commentary account, not a religious commentary account. And also, if you want to get married, make babies, and follow Jesus, go for it. But, like, I don't care if you want to make babies and get married or not, or follow Jesus. And what does this have to do with politics? So it seems like lots of their tweets are, like, bashing conservatives. Like, they disagree with conservatives and stuff. Like, they're more radical than conservatives. And conservatives in this country are already really far right, so wow. So one of their more recent tweets says, "Conservatives have been wrongly convinced that tyranny equals government doing stuff. This makes them think government shouldn't enforce conservative policies because that would be tyranny. No, tyranny is when a powerful group does unjust stuff and restricts your ability to do good." Well, I mean, like, Caesar, Julius Caesar, let's just go with that example of a dictator. He had lots of great policies. He was a good guy, like, at heart, but he was still a dictator, and that's why he got stabbed multiple times. Basically, they think it's okay for the government to enforce, like, good old Christian beliefs don't see that as tyranny, but when the government like does stuff like maybe to protect people's lives, prevent discrimination, stop the spread of COVID-19, that's tyranny. Getting rid of freedom of religion, that's okay. That's not tyranny. That's pushing conservative values. Democrats will have to answer to God for their Satanism one day, and they won't be laughing then. Okay, then just let us go to hell. If we are so terrible for watching a music video, then where are they going to be punished? In hell, right? If you have faith, you think that's what you believe. So you don't need to keep coming after us. Like, just let people watch a video. It's not that deep. And then they also said, the First Amendment should be thrown out. Democrats should not have a right to free speech. And normally I would think this is satire, but based on like the other things they said, I don't think it is. All for liberty, right? And then what I find interesting is they're actually anti-police. Like I said, stop backing the blue, they don't back you. So how to turn tables. No, because seriously, that's something that confuses me about conservatives, because if you are like conservative or like libertarian or something, you would want a very small, like inactive police force. You wouldn't want a big like police state. So you should support defunding the police more than Democrats, who are supposedly like all big government. And like that would save you taxpayer money. Everyone's a hypocrite. I swear, like conservative, liberal, libertarian, none of that means anything anymore. People just make up stuff. Here's another one of their hot takes. Divorce is a sin and should not be legal. And to elaborate further, they said, you cannot separate what God has brought together as one. To say you can divorce is no different than saying you can change your gender. Divorce is not Christian nor conservative. God wants stable family units. I'm pretty sure religious freedom falls under liberty. Lots of Christians get divorced. This is like strictly like Catholic, like Roman Catholicism, like old school Catholicism, which is insane. And they also said marriage should be determined by the church, not the state. But then they also say that businesses asking people to wear masks in their stores is tyranny. So, basically, when they like it, it's not tyranny, but when they don't like it, it's tyranny. Like, honestly, I think I know a good amount about government and politics, but I have no idea what they're trying to say here. Conservatism is not supposed to be about the individual. It's about the sacrifice of self for the family and community. Both modern-day progressivism and conservatism are liberal. The difference is just by what degree. It's time to restore conservatism to its true Christian values. Like, let me try and wrap my head around this. You just want pure Christian values, like by law. Like, you want Christianity to be enforced by law. You want everyone to be Christian, and like all laws should be based on like traditional, strict Christian values, right? But they're obsessed with Donald Trump. Like they go crazy for him. They like love Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is the worst example of a Christian there is. He's been divorced like 2 or 3 times. He has committed adultery. He does not love thy neighbor. He's very rude. Nothing Trump does follows Christian values, except that he is anti-abortion. And for most of his life, he was pro-choice until he got into politics. So why do you support him? He would be breaking all these laws that you want to exist. Donald Trump has committed more sins than Lil Nas X or Kathy Griffin or whoever these people hate. I don't think Trump even goes to church. And Libertyhangout is so insanely Christian and Catholic that they're anti-Protestant. Like, do you know how Catholic you have to be for that? So they said England became Protestant in the 1500s because King Henry VIII was a perverted adulterer that wanted to leave his wife for a woman he was having an affair with, and the Catholic Church said no. He threw a fit and left the church. This is why most of the U.S. is Protestant today. And then in their reply they said, it comes as no shock that this is how Henry's church is doing today, with a picture of them holding a pride flag. So, blatant homophobia. But that's not even new with them. No, so, also a perverted adulterer who got divorced. No one they support comes to mind. And then they try to say that the separation of church and state was an idea created by Pope Gregory the Seventh in 1076 to prevent the state from interfering in church affairs. It was never to prevent the opposite from occurring. I mean, like, sure, I believe that the Pope suggested that, like 1,000 years ago, but the separation of religion and state we have, it's an idea from the founding fathers, who they were. They are furious that people want to get rid of Mount Rushmore. They go crazy for the founding fathers in U.S. history, and then believe in nothing that the founding fathers based this country on. And they think that, like, liberals are the ones that, like, hate this country and want to, like, erase history for, like, condemning racism. I'm not even trying to say political opinions. Like, I think we can all agree that they're crazy, right? Like, I'm not even trying to push, like, a liberal agenda. I'm just saying that this is just straight up insanity, right? Like, please agree with me. Please. And here is their definition of liberty. The etymology of the word liberty means freedom from the bondage of sin. Liberty can therefore only exist in a Christian framework and is not a license to sin. Choosing to sin is not an exercise of liberty, but of slavery. I don't think the dictionary says that. They didn't start off as religious. Like, they are like under the pretense that they are like a government. Like, they act like they're like a political account, and this is just some weird Christian preaching stuff. Like, I don't think this aligns with any, like, conservative or Republican. Or at least I hope not. This is going to sound ironic coming from a page called Libertyhangout, but the right's biggest failure was making liberty for all their most important virtue. No country ever maintained its values and traditions by enabling their enemies the ability to overthrow them. So they're self-aware. Making your name Liberty Hangout implies that you think the most important virtue in government is liberty. So then why is it there, if not to deceive people? What is Liberty Hangout if not hypocrisy persevering? And once again, it sounds very pro-dictatorship to me. Once again, like, this isn't only just saying, like, oh, liberty is not the most important thing. It's saying, fuck liberty. Liberty needs to be gone. Well, because I'm so confused because they're so pro-gun rights. Like, this account, like, they have been very avid about gun rights. Like, Caitlin Bennett, who is their most prominent person, her whole thing is gun rights. But you think a country shouldn't enable their enemies the ability to overthrow them. But the whole argument for gun rights is so you can overthrow the government. So you don't think people should have guns? Or do you think there should be gun control so people who are dangerous don't have guns? Because you're sounding pretty liberal to me. And here they are going off about Protestantism again. None of Martin Luther's gripes about Catholicism were legitimate. And, like, they go on and on and on and on. This beef is over 1,000 years old. Why are you talking about this? Can we just talk about what's going on now? I don't care about Martin Luther or the Catholic Church back then. Let's talk about what they're doing now. And just so you're clear, I'm not taking things out of context. I'm not misinterpreting anything. They said that trans folk should not be accepted. So they are homophobic, transphobic, probably racist, definitely racist, and against freedom of religion. Like, to the point where they think Protestantism is wrong. They think everyone should be Catholic, and that should be enforced by law. That's, like, crazy shit. Yeah, so I guess they're not libertarians, because they said libertarians are just liberals that want to subvert conservatives to get them to lose the culture war. Just because we both like guns and low taxes doesn't mean our ideologies are at all similar. Then what are you? You're not conservative. You're not libertarian. You're not liberal. God knows you're not liberal. Like, what do you stand for? What are your beliefs besides Christian theocracy. Like, that's all I'm getting. Catholic theocracy. Like, all I know is you like guns. You want Catholicism to be enforced by law. You're anti-liberty. But you also advocate for liberty. But, like, your definition of liberty. And you love the Founding Fathers, but you disagree with everything they said. Everything they say contradicts itself. Like, it's hurting my brain. Like, this is taking 5 years off my life reading this junk. Like, I genuinely don't believe how anyone could support them, not just because they're hateful and dumb, but, like, nothing makes sense. Like, I don't understand how someone could, like, is even, like, on the same page as them. Here is a recent video posted to Twitter by Caitlin Bennett, where she said, "Yes, I love cooking for my husband and love traditional gender roles. Instead of spreading their legs for OnlyFans, every woman should learn..." Maybe I am pro-gun now. "Instead of spreading their legs for OnlyFans, every woman should learn to do the same. Reject feminism. Embrace being feminine." Like, we can agree that's crazy, right? Like, I would think it's satire, but I don't... Based on what they're saying, I don't think it is. Like, they seem pretty serious. They seem pretty legit. And also, based on this video, I don't think Caitlin Bennett actually knows how to cook. That's, like, the second time she's ever held a knife. "Some more blatant homophobia, in case you thought I was kidding. Yeah." Okay, so that's it on my deep dive into Libertyhangout and Caitlin Bennett on Twitter. Because, I don't know, it's just very intriguing. I think you get the point now. Like, it's basically all the same. I could go on forever. They don't shut up. I think lots of people that, like, support Caitlin Bennett on Libertyhangout think they're, like, supporting, like, a Republican or conservative or libertarian account. And that's not what this is. They have said themselves that they support Jesus, monarchy, and authority. So, honestly, I don't know why anyone even follows this page or tries to defend Caitlin Bennett or them. So, that's what Libertyhangout's all about. Of course, they don't align with my views at all. Even when I thought they were like an ultra-conservative account, I still hated them. Because I'm for love and acceptance and equality. I don't think that should be controversial, but every time I post one of these videos, I find out it is. So that's it for the video. If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Sadie. I do a variety of content. I do some commentary videos like this. I have some other videos on Caitlin Bennett, which will be somewhere on the screen. You can find them, and they'll be in the description. And I do I don't always talk about, like, political stuff. I talk about other stuff as well, and I also do, like, vlogs and personality-based content. So go check those out if you like this, and maybe subscribe. That'd be awesome. And if you're not new, don't leave, don't subscribe, like, share, comment. Peace.